Everybody, I just want to say thank you for being here. I'm here with my brothers, and we here from the jump. It's going to be a podcast where we're just talking about everything from basketball to life and, things that we go through day to day as men and everything in between. And so to my left.
Big Tony, man, I'm a coach. I've been knowing DJ now for like 10 plus years, maybe longer than that. Hey, yo, we've been knowing each other probably for 8 years now, something like that. We was young when we met.
Yeah.
So a little bit about me is, like I said, I coach basketball. I'm just recently married. I've been coaching for 8 years. I'm just one of the big brothers that try to take care of my young guys. You know, they need anything, any advice, any of that. That's just what I'm here to do. You know, it's my family, my little bros if they need anything. But we're going to be here every day to talk to y'all about life in general of us, you know, being young and everything we've been through and how we used each other or use one another to get through it. So that's a little bit about me.
Absolutely. And to my right.
Hey, my name's Aaron. They call me AO. Keep it simple.
Yes, sir.
But pretty much, hey, right now, 25. I do a little bit of training with basketball. I played at Norman North just a little bit, but you already know. I'm just here with my brothers, just to have a good time. You already know. Let y'all know how we feel about certain situations.
Yes, sir.
Let you bring y'all into our world. You know, see how we view things.
Absolutely.
Pretty much simple.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, I was thinking about this for a long time, and I got the inspiration not only from another podcast that I watch, being the Joe Budden podcast, but from Tony's little brother, actually, Alex, watching his YouTube channel and seeing how, you know, the progressions of just doing things and not being afraid to take a leap of faith, you know what I'm saying? And not too long after watching the Alexander Taylor show and the Joe Budden podcast, my big bro Tony over here started one with his wife called Intertwine, where they speak about relationships and different things like that. And I would strongly encourage you to go over there and take a listen, because it's not just for people in relationships, but it's also for, you know, just people trying to grow as individuals. So that way, whenever they go into a certain situation, that they're prepared, or at least a little bit better prepared, because they've heard other stories from other people. But here, this is from the jump, and we talking game, whether it be basketball, game in life, game in whatever, just because, you know, it's life. Basketball, you can say it's just a game, but it has a lot of different qualities that are applicable to life. You know what I'm saying? Competing, doing different things like that. So, yeah, man, I'm excited to be here. I'm here with my brothers. This isn't nothing that I'm nervous about. None of that. I'm here with the guys I do everything with. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk every day just about, you know, random things. We're going to talk about basketball and life, girlfriends and friends and old work life, or, you know, whatever to keep the conversation going, to also show the young cats that you can sit down and talk to your friends openly. You know, you can't be – we've grown up to the where we're a little more comfortable talking to each other about the harder things in life. And when you have somebody like that to talk to, it helps a lot get through your day-to-day struggles. You know what I mean? So that's what we want from this podcast, to get everybody, you know, further hope and confidence throughout their life when they're struggling with something or they want to talk about something. Just going to your friends like, hey, bro, how you feel about this, that, and the third? And then you address it. You know, you'll have that conversation, because one thing me and, you know, my wife talk about on our podcast is you just communicate and you just grow, you know, and that's one thing we've learned about one another is I might be hard to deal with sometimes, but they talk to me through like, hey, bro, we don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, cool. So then we got to love each other just from simple communication, you know. So that's just a little bit from where we want this to go in the future, because we're going to talk about it all. We all know each other through basketball, though.
Absolutely.
Hey, yo, challenged me when we was young and said that I couldn't hoop. You know what I'm saying? So we had to go to the gym, and then I had to show him what time it was. You know, y'all guys see me. I'm a big guy. But I told him I gets down. And that day, I was shooting that mug NBA range, Kobe Bryant style, tearing him up. But, you know, he got me back. I can't guard him. You know, so he's go hit or miss. But DJ also, he went to my rival school, you know, Trash Buckmore. But we that's how we also kind of face ways. But the basketball is the one thing that brought us together. That's why you see the logo is from the jump, means that's where it started, and then here we go from there.
Absolutely. Like I said, basketball is, or like he said, basketball is just one of the things that brought us all together. We all have a common love, and we met at a shoe store that we used to work at, but basketball is the thing that we're always able to come together, and, you know, whether we're having a good day, bad day, whatever the situation may be, it's, you know, oh, did you see the game last night? Did you see blah, 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 give this dude a bucket. Oh, this is your favorite player. LeBron's is, you know, certain person's player. I'm Russell Westbrook all the way, but, you know, it's just, it's it's a thing where basketball, it can take you from those parts of your life where you have things and difficulties, and you can set that aside and just have something else, and talk with your brothers about something that you just stress free about. So I'm just excited, man. Let's get it.
What are we doing? Andre Drummond?
We want to do Andre Drummond, man. Andre Drummond to the Lakers, man. First game yesterday, goes down with a toe injury.
Embarrassing. He comes to the Lakers, all this hype for no reason. Injury reserve. Him and LeBron, AD chilling now, right next to each other. AD been hurt 9 months. Nobody know what's wrong. Jesus. Come on now.
Man.
Now, do you think they're all doing this on purpose, though, at the same time, to save themselves for playoffs?
Is it resting for playoffs? Yeah.
But Andre Drummond got to play. He got to get his feel with the squad first before he can act hurt.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? He been playing with bums for the last couple seasons. He need to get accustomed to the squad he got. For him to get hurt already, you're like, man, the other two, that's different. But him, he's supposed to come over and save the day for a while. He hurt already. You like, bro, what's the deal?
Right.
Why we pay you? Why we, you know what I mean? It's just, I look at it like he ain't got that timing yet to be hurt. And you can't stop it if he hurt his toe, cool, but you got to come in and earn your stripes.
Mm-hmm. Hey, how you feeling about it, bro?
Man, you already know if AD and LeBron can get healthy, they're winning the championship.
You think so?
Short and simple.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way.
That's just a missing key to what they need. They just needed a big dude down there so they can get the rebounds. You already know. Putbacks, simple shit. That's 2020.
Yeah.
Waiting for it to happen.
They lost all that when Dwight and Joel left.
Absolutely.
And he got old Marc Gasol's old big slow. That boy's he good at passing, but he ain't good at nothing else. He might shoot threes, all right.
Yeah, he still got that old man game. It's just it's a game where it's more up tempo for sure, and it's a lot more up and down there.
The team is like that. All them young cats and flying around. AD's a monster. Like, how's he fit that mold?
Right.
You had Dwight, he just run up and down and block shots and stuff. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Joel McGee can't run straight, but he figured it out. Marc Gasol, he came in there moving slow. He like, oh, that's like legit like picking me up right now and pick up. I ain't going to make it down the court too many times. You know what I'm saying? Being beneficial. That's what he be doing. He throwing full court passes, standing there breathing hard. What's going on?
You a fool, bro.
But Drummond a good pickup though.
Absolutely.
He the one that can face whoever, DeAndre,
Jokic.
Jordan, all those cats. Yeah, because if they get there, obviously they probably gonna play the Nets.
Absolutely.
But I think if you got Andre, you got a good face up with them.
Absolutely. I'm hoping Andre gets healthy, man, just because, averaging, I think they said that it was averaging 13 rebounds over his career.
Really?
And that's going to be a big, to keep Anthony Davis out of that paint, keep him from banging with a lot of dudes, and keeping LeBron, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keeping that health and just allowing them to be able to do things outside of having to overexert themselves with getting inside as much. LeBron can do some of them little stiff step backs he be on, but, it is what it is. Lakers, I still like that pickup.
Man, I don't know. We just... When he went, I was surprised, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you like, what's about to happen?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, I didn't even know he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all tell me he got hurt. I'm like, oh, okay, what was the point of that? You know what I'm saying? What's the point of that? But how many weeks till playoffs? It ain't too long away.
Nah,
so he got to get some games in at least.
You still got like a month and a half, so you still got a little bit of time.
Okay, cool. How long you are? Everybody know 2 to 4 weeks?
1 to 2 games.
Oh, that's not bad. Hopefully he can come back healthy.
And you already know, stay healthy is a question.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if he's been healthy in his whole career.
He's had some spurts here and there, but it's just like you said. The Cavs sat him for a long time.
Really,
they didn't even play him for like it's been a minute, like a month or two maybe for real. Right, and they trashed, but they was trying to get the buyout because his contract was fat.
Right,
so they was like, okay, we gonna we'll find you a situation, but I'm like, if you ain't played in 2 months. Then you come and you play your first game,
get hurt,
and you get hurt, bro. And it, and like you said, you can't do nothing about it. But it's like, damn, bro, you've been off for a minute, and now as soon as you come back, bam.
See, the issue, I don't think he ever been to the playoffs.
I think he has with Detroit.
With Detroit. Okay.
He's an 0-8.
But yeah, you got to think about it. You going to play with LeBron. Longevity is LeBron, so he makes it for the last 10 out of 12 years or whatever to the finals.
Right.
So he playing 20 extra games. Drummond ain't playing before.
Man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
He ain't never. Sure. Now you got to get healthy to play all these games. Shoot. Now I just got to see if he built for it still. And getting kind of old.
Different animal. It's all
man. Good though. He got LeBron.
Yeah, for sure. So one that was kind of surprising to me that I wasn't. It threw me for a loop because I definitely thought Celtics would get him as the Aaron Gordon trade to Denver.
Facts.
What do y'all think was the purpose in acquiring him? Because you have Jamal Murray, you have Michael Porter Jr., Jokic. I think they still have Will Barton, if I'm correct. And you have a lot of weapons. You traded away Gary Harris and a few others. But what do you get if you're Denver right now with those big three? I'll say Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., and Jokic. How do y'all feel about what was the purpose in acquiring Aaron Gordon?
See, I think they trying to fulfill when they lost Jeremy Grant. So they trying to fill that spot, that type of guy. But I don't feel like he's that type of player. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he was in Orlando just lingering around, but he's elite at scoring, I'm assuming. So I feel like now you're taking some of the pressure off of Jokic and all of them. Right. It gives them the freeway to do some of the stuff they need to do. Now, you lost some good defensive pieces like, Gary Harris, some of those cats. Obviously, he wasn't healthy that much, but last playoffs, he was elite. Mm-hmm. Now you got to see how Aaron Gordon's going to fit with the other two studs. Right. But I don't know what their purpose is. Like, we're just going to outscore y'all because now we can't guard you. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to try to outscore you, which is fair. That's probably what the Nets is doing. Right. But I don't know. I feel like that's the role they're trying to fill because he was the best piece on the team, Jeremy Grant. Mm-hmm. Then you got Aaron Gordon, which is still a great pickup, but I don't think he does the intangible things that Grant does. But that's just my perspective.
For sure.
See, I don't know. I've been kind of liking it because at the same time, it's an upgrade from Paul Millsap either way you look at it.
Yeah, that's true.
So definitely they're getting a lot better player. And what they were doing obviously wasn't working either because they were, fifth in the West right now? Mm-hmm. So obviously what you were doing wasn't working. Yeah, so you had to make some switches. And obviously with him right now, that gives you another star, and especially an athletic star that can go get the rebounds, go do, pick and rolls. Mm-hmm. Do a lot of extra stuff like that.
Dude's a elite slasher. Yeah, he gets busy.
Yeah,
obviously he got bounced too. That's crazy. Right. I don't know. I think it just you got to figure out how it fits in the picture with the three. Right. But you got a big three though. Mm-hmm. That's something you really didn't have. Paul Millsap, he got to it, but you talking about a young cat that's still flourishing. Right. That could turn you around quick
for sure.
And they need that to go, the distance this time because last year obviously they did the best they could. They did it, extreme, and now they kind of buns compared to what they were.
True, man. Okay, let's keep going since we're talking about former Magic players. The acquisition of Evan Fournier to the Boston Celtics.
Oh my!
So now, okay.
The Celtics, I feel like trying to blow up.
Right. So now you have Kemba Walker, you have Jaylen Brown, you have Jason Tatum,
Marcus Smart.
You Marcus Smart. But you trade away Daniel Theis, and there was another center, I believe, that they let go. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that pickup? Honestly,
I don't even like Fournier. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I feel like real life, if he was to lace him up with one of us three, one of us might win. Like Fournier gets to it, but that's just how I truly feel with Fournier. Yeah, like you can say, what are you gonna do for the Celtics? Who are you gonna play with? What are you gonna do at the Celtics? Come off the bench, play behind Marcus Smart. Mm-hmm. Then what? He ain't what Marcus Smart will kill him. Mm-hmm. Now, can he get to it? Yeah, but if Marcus Smart, you got the option, Marcus Smart or him. Mm-hmm. If we outside of the pickup, he might get picked 10th. Right. And Mark Smart going second. Right. So what was the point in that?
Fair enough.
And they lost the big, but I mean he was a pivotal part against bigs, but outside of that, they really didn't. It was like not an equal trade, but it was just like, what was the point? Because Boston ain't really doing well. And you didn't pick up a piece I feel like that could take you over the hump.
Right. Same time, I feel like they needed a center anyways. They were going for another guard.
A good one,
makes no sense. Because obviously he's down in the depth charts, and that's not helping him either.
Who'd they lose at? What big guy did they lose?
It was Daniel Theis, and give me 1 second.
I can't think of the guy.
Acquire that information.
Because Jason Tatum, obviously Jaylen Brown balling.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus Smart just got back off injury.
Big Jaylen Brown fan.
And then Kemba Walker, him, he gets to it occasionally. His little dude be tripping sometimes.
Same time. He's still injured all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, he carried a big load on his shoulders. I just can't think of the other big. But
they gave away two that I'm not
for Fournier.
For Fournier.
Fournier can't play in high school right now.
Bro, you do it, dude. I'm telling you, Fournier. Hey, Fournier, you ever checking this out, bro? I'm going to still give you that work, but he the one that said it.
No, I said one of us. I didn't say me. I said one of us.
That beat him.
Yeah, AO said he been training lately, so he might got the bounce with him left.
He going to be the He gonna be
33 minutes over 10.
33 minutes over 10.
You traded for that?
Man, how much money he
The water boy and him scored the same amount of points. Come on now. Water boy, towel man. They in COVID. He's sitting by himself. No points. What was the point? Send him back for nothing. Trade him back for nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not getting it. So, okay, if we could stay on the Boston Celtics, Kemba Walker this year.
Yeah.
Is Kemba Walker going to be Kemba Walker from Charlotte? You know, that same giant killer, that UConn giant killer
No.
going into these playoffs?
No, because I feel like you think about when he was at UConn, he was the best on the team by far.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you go to Charlotte, he's the best on the team by far. He goes to Boston, he arguably the third best player on this team. Arguably, he might be second, might be, but he's not first.
No.
Jason Tatum is probably number one. So I don't feel like he's came accustomed to that role right. He's a scoring point guard that does what he do. He gets to it, but he's never been a facilitator for his team. Think about all the years he's played. He's never had to be an assist guy.
Right.
He been, I go for 30, I go for 40, and then my team win, we win. If not. Now he can take some load off, but I don't feel like he's adjusted well.
Right.
If he adjusts well, obviously like when Isaiah Thomas was there, Kyrie Irving, if they did their thing, the young cats flourish. Who was the point guard last year? Young cat that went to 2 years ago for Boston. Then when they went to the playoffs and made a run, they called him
Isaiah.
Was it Isaiah Thomas?
It was the backup.
The backup for Isaiah Thomas.
What's the little dude's name? Plays for
Terry?
Yeah, Terry Rozier.
Scary Terry.
He was elite because he was efficient for his team. So he swung it to him, knocked down, that's it. Or he can kill. But Kemba's not like that. He's too much of an elite scorer like the other two. So unless he backs up a little bit and plays point guard, I feel like he should be okay. But he was struggling this year with it for sure.
Right. Shout out to Alex for the assist. Much love, bro.
Man,
Absolutely. But okay, I can deal with that. So if I'm gonna, we're gonna switch it up just a little bit from still basketball.
Let's go.
How are you feeling about Lamelo Ball so far this year?
Before he got hurt, the numbers talk. He was elite. They struggled for a minute, like Kobe did, T-Mac, all those greats. Dude looked like he the best ball in the family, straight up. Like he just looked like he the best ball.
Yeah.
Lonzo do his thing, cool, but LaMelo gets to it.
Right.
I mean, he's like, I ain't gonna lie, I was a hater.
Me too.
I was a legitimate.
Absolutely.
I did not believe he was gonna be like he is, and he came in, and the fact that the young man just have fun is unbelievable. Helps his success. But now that he's hurt, I'm kind of nervous. But I heard he might come back. He might, but.
He might.
I think he's been having a great rookie year, like rookie of the year type stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely so far. I think him or Anthony Edwards. I still like Anthony Edwards a little bit
That's
better.
a bad man.
I still like Anthony. But at the same time, LaMelo, like you said, he's overgrown my expectations of what he would do, especially for a rookie.
Absolutely.
So I definitely have to give him his props and give him his love for that.
Absolutely. And after seeing that, just the way that they played him, because, I watched the Jordan documentary when that came out and everything, and how Jordan had to fight for minutes to get in the game because they was just like, yeah, you young buck, you ain't finna.
Right.
And I feel like Jordan kind of gave him that treatment with like, okay, yeah, you third overall pick. Yeah, you scored 92 or whatever in high school. Yeah, you went overseas, but you finna earn this, Like I got Devontae Graham, who had a great season last year, and then Scary Terry, came from Celtics, and he's still doing his thing, running up his numbers, but seeing how far and how well he's played up until this point, because nobody's talking about Charlotte being in the playoffs this year.
No,
not at all. But LaMelo Ball comes in there, and his vision, and his willingness to pass, because to me, you got to be a special individual to pass in a certain way. Like, you have to literally enjoy getting your homies the ball in their sweet spots and, making sure that they get the ball. Like, when I play with y'all, no, I ain't no league bound dude. Let me just tell you, I love to pass the ball. If I can get my boys open buckets, I will drive. Anybody who know me know I can't shoot like that. I'll drive to the rack just to get one of them open. And you can see that with LaMelo Ball, because he'll drive, bam, hit Gordon Hayward. And Gordon Hayward got that water gun from out there.
He's playing his contract fully.
He's back.
Right.
The boy's back.
Right. You know how he was at the Celtics, and then you got Scary Terry, and he even loved playing with him. You like, and one thing I will say, before we get off of it, is I love how Devontae Graham was the starter, and he got hurt, and LaMelo, and then they had that dynamic where it's no love lost. Like, yeah, you getting your shine, but, whenever it's my time to come in, I do mine, and it's working. It's almost like that Goran Dragic, Eric Bledsoe, Isaiah Thomas feel when they had that three-headed dragon in Phoenix not so long ago.
Yeah, they use it well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just, when LaMelo, you think about the way he grew in his This first year was like he came in, he was just point guard, cool. He didn't really shoot like that. Like nobody got to see him shoot for a couple games. Then he's like, all right, I'm gonna do a little bit of finishing at the rim. I might dunk a few times. All right, bet. Then he starts shooting threes. So he really wiggled his way in to figure out his success for himself, but the benefit of the team.
Right.
But when they realized he was one of the best scorers too, they're like, all right, now you just got to do both. And he just said, all right, cool.
Right.
But that's one thing a lot of young players got to realize is every team is different. You just got to find your way for the team to be successful.
Absolutely.
And you know, the team going to come first. You can get yours, but you got to make sure y'all win.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, in basketball, all they really care about is winning.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's a real open fact. Like, I've been coaching a long time. We coached a lot of teams, but the real seasons they only cared about is the ones when we really was winning. And all the rest of them, they're like, oh, y'all was this, y'all was that. But real success is when you win. So people, you young cats got to realize it's not about just you getting to it. You got to win games too.
Absolutely. So let me think about this because, you know, coming into the draft, you had LaMelo, you had Ant-Man, you had James Wiseman.
I forget about him.
As those picks fell where they fell, do you feel like the teams made the best decision? And if not, if you redrafted or if you had those top 3 spots, it was Anthony Edwards at number 1. I believe James Wiseman at number 2 to Golden State, and number 3 was LaMelo Ball. Yeah. Do you feel comfortable with those selections and how, like, the teams that they went to?
Yeah, for the programs, the teams, they got exactly what they needed. Like, I feel like every single one made the right decision for them. Wiseman is a phenomenal piece for Golden State, and then Edwards, obviously, they just needed somebody to get back to getting buckets like K Love used to.
Right.
You know, so that's what he came in and started doing. He messed around at the beginning, but you see him banging on people now. Like, what's really good?
Yeah, he flying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, almost already. You 19, 20 years old, you need to calm down, young man. And then Wiseman, everybody to know he could shoot and this and that. So if you got Wiseman at 7 foot shooting threes with the rest of them, okay, future looking bright at the center. Way better than any center they've had, right? You
Absolutely.
You got Andrew Bogut in there.
Yeah,
still.
Andrew Bogut. But if you put Andrew Bogut up against Wiseman, you know what I'm saying?
On the 3-point line?
And like if Bogut got to guard Wiseman,
right?
Wiseman would kill him. Now Bogut to kill him too in the post. Sure. Bang, bang. But when it comes to like this, like Golden State play, it's more fitting for Wiseman. You know, Bogut did what he could when he was there, but
you can pull a center out to the 3-point line and let Clay and Steph work.
The guy from the last couple years was how you say his name? Easy,
Pascal.
Yeah, and so you like cool, you know, whatever. But outside of that, it's just I feel like those programs made the right pick. Because if you think, what if Wiseman was on the Timberwolves? He probably wouldn't be as good as he is.
Right.
LaMelo was on Golden State. Obviously, he probably wouldn't get no burn like he would if he was in Charlotte.
Right.
And then Charlotte probably could have took whoever, but LaMelo was the right piece. So I feel like they made the right decision.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely with him because at the same time, what Minnesota needed was a scoring guard.
Yeah.
That's why they had to draft him. Like, I understand LaMelo being as good as he is.
Right.
But Anthony Edwards is.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I feel like he has a higher ceiling.
Yeah, he's got a dog.
He fit that role, though. He fit that mold. Like, think about who they drafted all those years ago. Who was it? Jimmy. They had Jimmy at one point at the beginning. They had Cat. They had Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
Was it Jimmy, I think it was?
Yeah,
Andrew Wiggins. So you had elite guards, big guards.
Yeah.
Big now, so obviously that was working for a little bit because Minnesota was pretty tough at the beginning. So you lost them. You're like, okay, we still got Cat. Well, let's bring somebody in that can straight get to it. That's a monster. So you pick up him. That's a great situation. You pick up LaMelo, you like, you know, what's he do with Cat? How do you take the pressure off of Cat? He can pass to him, but how do you take the pressure off of him?
Right.
Yeah, my only thing is I don't believe in Cat because Jimmy already told you can't win with that Cat.
Yeah. He always said he knew day and age light. He weird.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's not weird. He got a lot going on, obviously, in his life.
Right.
But when you step on that court, we all know you kind of just got to let that other stuff go and get to it. It's only 2 or 3 hours. And get back to your life.
Yeah, you got to be a dog whenever you step on that court for sure. Because, I don't know. It's just whether it's NBA, whether it's with your boys, whether, whatever. One thing I can say I love and appreciate is definitely competition. And whether it be with my brothers, whether it be with whoever. I done guarded D1 dudes in my lifetime. And it was, you got to accept that challenge because running away from things and running away from certain situations, it ain't going to do nothing for you but allow you to run away from the next one, And competition, it just makes you better. And so I like how everybody's going about it, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to, Jimmy. I watched I think it was the JJ Redick podcast, and Jamal said that Jimmy called him, and Jimmy said he bust their ass in a Rolex. Like, you can be on the court and motherfuckers are sweating in practice jerseys, and you come in with the Rollie and start busting ass.
What's good?
Man, see, look, you already know. That explains everything to you right there.
I'm just saying.
Last year, dude went to the playoffs. He was like, y'all got to beat me. He was playing like, I mean, dude was killing himself just to win for his team. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you praise him all outdoors because he did everything in his body to get where he could. Now, you know, you had to face the monsters, but he did a great job.
Absolutely.
Yep, and you see where he's at these past 2 years, and you see where the Timberwolves have been since he's left.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
that's true.
And who was the other one? Chicago. You know, they buns too. Jimmy's like, I made the right decision for me.
Right.
You know, they said he was a locker room cancer and it was mean and he's like, look at me now.
I'm a hooper.
My teammates love me. I fight for them. And I'm like, that's true. That might have been a bad environment for him.
See, that's the difference between a true hooper and some people who play basketball.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Okay. I got a couple more trades I want to talk about because now I think about it. Victor Oladipo to the Miami Heat.
Slept on, dude.
Very slept on. But do you think that gives them that extra push? Because obviously they made it to the finals last year, right?
Yeah.
And then they lost to the Lakers. With you having Jimmy Butler as a guard, already the 2 guard, where does that put? Does that move Jimmy to the 3 and Vic to the 2?
I feel like you could. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy going to guard the best player regardless.
Absolutely.
You know, KD, LeBron, Jason Tatum, anybody big, he got it. He cool. But I feel like you can put Oladipo at the 2 and Jimmy move up. Because then who you starting? Who you gonna take out, honestly? The shooter? Robinson?
Yeah, Duncan
So you take Duncan out. So now you starting
Goran Dragic, Victor Oladipo, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, but I don't think he'll be center.
You still got Hero, too.
And you got Tyler Hero.
Man.
So that's what I'm saying.
Who's the 4 though?
I don't know who the 4 is right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not exactly. Is it Prince Achiwu? I don't want to get that messed up. I mean, I
don't know that
butcher.
one. We got to do our research on that one. I don't know who that is.
For sure.
But once again, Oladipo might even flourish for you off the bench right now.
Yeah,
just because he is coming off injury. You know what I'm saying? He just tore his ACL a couple years ago. He's still trying to get it back. But I would take him off the bench in that second lineup because then you got Hero and him coming off. That's 2 automatic buckets. And then whoever else coming in, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it go. But I feel like it was a great trade for him. Like, I feel like it's the best situation for him in his career so far.
Right.
Seeing a quiet little pickup. They picked up Trevor Ariza, too.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Veteran.
They had them in the starting lineup right now.
Yeah, for sure. So the starting lineup, like Ayo was saying right now, it's Trevor Ariza, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Victor Oladipo, and Duncan Robinson.
Georgia got the boot?
I'm guessing so. Or maybe he might be injured.
I think he is.
He is.
Him and Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah, because they don't even have him on the roster.
Too. They got a lot of guards.
Yeah, so they guard heavy. It's big.
But who they bigs though?
Let's see, they lost out on the Drummond sweepstakes.
They got rid of Myers Leonard, all that racial shit, and then and then they traded Kelly Olynyk to Houston.
So they only have one big.
Bam Adebayo's playing center.
Who's the backup?
Prince Achiwu.
Oh, okay.
Chihuahua, and they still got Udonis Haslem. Like, boy.
Oh yeah, I listened to his pod the other day. He's like, I ain't the one to be sitting. I'm like, you 40.
Yeah, bro.
You need to sit down, bro. Just be a coach.
You was winning rings with Shaq and D Wade.
No, what was that? 06. So you've been in the league a long time, my brother. But he claimed he can still hoop. So I don't know.
Collecting a check.
Absolutely. I ain't even mad at the bag.
Nah.
There was another trade. What was it?
So why you think about that? Look. I'm not a big Russell Westbrook fan. I'm going to just keep it 1,000 with you. I've never been, and that's just me. Now, can I knock what he does? Absolutely not.
Right.
But did him going to the Wizards legitimately flush his career? Because he had how many triple-doubles last week? Like 3 out of 5.
Yeah, some crazy.
And nobody seen it. When he was with the Thunder, it was all over ESPN. Skip Bayless was bugging.
Right.
Now, he trying to show Bradley Beal how to win with bums. He flourishes. The team still loses. You don't even hear about Russ no more.
Right.
Was it a good move for him?
I'm going to let you go with that one first, Ayo.
Regardless, him pretty much showing that he wasn't about winning. He's more or less about stats right now. Just kind of proved it to you.
Wow. I didn't even think about it like that.
Because I'm just like, you haven't made that adjustment from what everybody's told you, and you know you need to do. Become more point guard centric, not become shoot first guard.
Yeah.
And he's not willing to make that change. He's more about stat pattern in a sense. Like, I used to be the biggest fan when he was up here doing it, but, like, I had to sit back and look at it, like, you haven't changed.
And everybody, like, he does a lot with the teams he had. I'm like, I guess. You know what I'm saying? He did. They made it to the playoffs, cool, all that type of stuff. But how come all these cats, guards that go to play with him, end up being bad? Paul George, Victor Oladipo. Who was a good one?
They don't become bad, but they have the greatest seasons next to him. But at the same time, it's just
not enough to win the championship. Or
Victor
win the
Oladipo
playoffs.
gained 20 pounds when he was in Oklahoma City. Not saying that's Russell's fault.
That was the one.
Yeah, and then Paul George supposedly hurt his shoulder twice.
Playoff P.
The year before, though, he
Pandemic.
was going off.
Yeah, he was. He all-star. Yeah, he was an MVP race. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell people all the time, you give Russ a good big, his team will do okay.
Literally.
He had Steven Adams,
and he was
he
making
got
work.
Steven Adams $100 million.
Literally.
10 years, $100 million. Can't do nothing but dunk and shoot layups.
Ain't doing nothing for the
100 million.
Pelicans.
That was the
Didn't
most
even
questionable shit ever.
The Thunder, the Thunder could at least do is keep him.
Mm.
But you think about the Thunder, they kill him with the roster they got. I mean, for the roster they have, they're actually competing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow. Some of them cats, you don't even know who they are. I was watching them the other day like, who is that?
Right.
SGA over there like, yeah. I'm like, why ain't he playing?
Right. Literally.
Oh, he got hurt, but I was like, I've never wanted a team to tank so hard, and these niggas keep on winning.
They said they're doing it the worst in history. They can't tank for nothing.
The Thunder always do that, bro. Okay, so I've remembered the next trade, and I kind of like it because I'm a low key big fan. Nikola Vucevic to the Chicago Bulls from the Orlando Magic. Oh, he is a very slept on big in the league. And people don't talk about him. If you play any type of fantasy, any type of the FanDuel, all that shit.
That's you.
This man is a bucket. This man is like a 20 and 10 a night. You know, that type of guy.
Where'd he go?
Chicago with Zach LaVine. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like he's never been able to. You know, Aaron Gordon was great, but Zach LaVine on another level. I feel like now he can really flourish on his strengths with Zach LaVine.
Right.
And he can really step out and do him comfortably. Like, I feel like Orlando was trying to force him to do things that wasn't really what he wanted to do. He just did them anyway. Mm-hmm. Now he's going to be loose up a little bit, and coach going to let him get to it.
Absolutely.
See, mine is kind of at the point where it's just like, y'all still got too many holes. So at the same time, it doesn't really do too much. Like, you're still missing a point guard. You got rid of Wendell Carter Jr., so it's like, what's next? What y'all's playing? Like,
right.
Because like right now, I don't see it. I don't understand it. They don't have enough. Like, y'all can get y'all's ass beat by the Nets if y'all make it in the first run. And so it's like,
blasted.
Absolutely.
What's the plan?
So 30? Okay. Let's switch it up a little bit. This is a part I was really excited about. It's just a quick little story time about, you know, our first interactions and, you know, things, how they came about from the jump and how I met my brothers, man. So I don't know if any of y'all want to share first, because you know which one I'm finna talk, because I've been talking about it for a month, man. All right, man. So if you know us, we grow up in we'll say small town Oklahoma. It's not too small, but you know what it is. And I've always known Tony somewhere from like high school, and you know, you hear about this guy named Big Tony. So, you know, we didn't talk too much, and we're working at this shoe store together. I'm working, and we have a mutual friend named Will, and he's like, yeah, I'm bringing my guy over, Tony, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, you know, who is he? So I see Tony come in, and if you know Tony, man, Tony is one of the funniest assholes you ever meet in life. But, man, it was a thing, because growing up, I was never really vocal. I was real shut to myself, didn't really talk, I was afraid to stand out because I felt like people would attack me for no reason, just because I don't speak much. So if you know Tony, Tony's always joking on somebody, always on somebody's ass, you know, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you gonna say this, you gonna say that, blah. So it's one day where Tony's joking on somebody in the back, and we're putting shoes up, and I'm laughing, blah, blah, blah. And Tony just kind of turned to me. He's like, don't make me get on your ass. I'm not gonna bullshit y'all. When I tell you, like, I don't know, like, he started going, and I'm not used to this kind of playing around, because we don't get like this with my family. Like, we be fighting. So I'm starting to get nervous, starting to get real nervous, start sweating a little bit. I'm like, because he, you know, and if you know Tony, his heart's in the right place, but I didn't know him that well at the moment. So he's going and he starts seeing I'm getting teary-eyed because I'm like, this is a big motherfucker. And he talking that shit. So if I really got to go, I'm going to have to give everything I got in God's name. I'm going to have to put everything I got into this. So Tony stops and he's like, bro, what's wrong with you? Then I'm like, bro, don't play with me. You know, I'm trying to act hard, but, you know, it's just defense mechanism. And he's like, bro, you got to chill the fuck out. Like, you good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, I joke with you, but I don't mean nothing by it. Like, it's just what we do. And I've seen other people do it, but I've never been well at that because people, you know, some people get too offended. But it was one of those moments for sure. And it opened me up to things like this where now I can talk publicly and I can say things. Like I said, I'm not nervous about this literally because of Tony. Like that experience of having someone saying like, hey, you can be you. You can say what you want to say. And it just come from you and be from the heart. You can joke with whoever and not be scared and just understand if something happens, you know that you're willing to defend yourself, right? And I'm right. And from that day on, I never was afraid to talk to nobody else. You know, that's really when I say I got my backbone for myself. So, yeah, I shout out to Big Tony. All love, man.
4 in the morning.
4 in the morning.
4 in the morning we had this discussion. So you realize I got out of bed and I'm on 10s out of bed. So I get to work and, you know what I'm saying, everybody know I get to bumping on whoever. You know, it could be a manager. I ain't worried about nothing.
Swear.
So I'm doing it. And I think it might have been old dude that was running the trucks back then. Mm-hmm. I was on his bumper and you must, you know what I'm saying, and I got on him. But it's one thing, like I tell people all the time, and my friend told me this, Will, actually, he's like, Tony, you're an acquired taste. I'm like, what you mean? He was like, either you're going to like it or you're going to start to get to like it or just don't. Mm-hmm. So you just keep drinking. I'm like, that's cool, man. I never looked at it like that, but I never meant no harm, like real life harm to anybody when I'm saying these things or joking with you, you know. But that's when I tell people all the time, like, if you can deal with me, you can deal with legitimately anybody in this world. Because sometimes the things I can say really come off as hurtful and harsh, and sometimes the things that I say shouldn't be said, but I say them so that if someone else was to say them to you, you could be like, nah, you know, whatever. Right. So that's when I realized, like, I got to feel for you like you're a genuine person. So things like that bother you, but your confidence is low. And there's no reason for that. You a young, strong man at work. You know, be you, bro. Right. Be confident. Do what you do. Right. You know what I'm saying? AO was quiet, never said nothing. I try to bump him. He just walk off. You like, you know, I'm like, dang, you know, I feel disrespected. Like, bro, you not hear me talking? Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, and then I hear, AO said such and such about you earlier. I'm like, he talked to one of y'all? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even get him to say nothing to me. Right. I'm on his bumper right when he come in work. He don't say a word. But that's how we all, you know what I'm saying, came family.
Yeah, absolutely. A little different with it than everybody.
Yeah, straight up. I'll be on the mic, right? At work on the mic. Yo, bum, 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 whoever. Everybody quiet. Like, did Tony just say that?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, like, what? But, you know, when we all met at work, it was so cool because, you know, did we all start in shoes?
Yep. All started footwear.
That's when I was doing signage.
Oh, yeah. He was doing signage right before he came back there.
Yeah, I guess. So we doing shoes. You know, saying we was just, and plus we all shoe heads kind of. So it was all love. It was just fun, you know. And that's when I came in last, I believe. And so they was already kind of got their foot in, and then I come in and add my spill to it, and it made hopefully work days better a lot of times because we get there mad early. And just sitting there just tired, you know what I'm saying? Like, goodness gracious.
4 to noon, man.
Every day.
Yeah,
but,
too much.
Yeah, that was an experience between you, me, and DJ. That was, I have my friend Will, he has a story too where our first encounters kind of like that, but we was young. And that's when I'm like, I realized my purpose when I address people sometimes when I meet them can really make an impact on them in the future. So that's why, really, since I've been able to handle things different with the other humans because then I can get a vibe for how you feeling when I say this, how you feeling when I say that. Right. Or, you know, when I'm on one, I'm like, I ain't really worried about how you feel. Right. I'm going to just say it.
And that, I appreciate that honesty, though.
But the thing is, I'm like, you bring it back. You bring it back to me. Let's do it. You know, Alex, he give me the most, probably out of anybody. Right. And I'm like, okay, cool. I appreciate that because that shows me you care. Right. You know, but a lot of times it's just, for me, fun and games. Absolutely. It's out of love, but it's just fun and games. So
Next year, man.
How you and AO meet?
That's my big brother.
It was pretty much the same thing. It was just we were at work, and then you already know it was just kind of like a vibe.
Yeah.
Me and this nigga are just like on the same wavelength in a sense.
Absolutely.
Y'all the same age?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a little older.
Yeah.
Like,
He be calling me little nigga though. That should be having me rolling. Because for the longest time, and sometimes he catch himself, but for the longest time he didn't know I was older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and he was like, "Damn, bro, you older than me. I don't know why I be calling you that." You know. But I will give a funny story for sure about AO because I'm real. You know, I'm real. So I'm gonna just put it like this: AO comes in the door right there, like, "Yeah, we got this new guy, Aaron." I know this is cancel culture, but yeah, you know, I hear Aaron, I'm thinking it's white boy, you know, and like I can talk. My name's David.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Aaron comes in here, bro, and Aaron walks in, and bro looks sleepy. Bro look like he just got woke up out of bed for the interview. Just coming there, niggas there like, "This is Aaron." Aaron's just smiling. He's like, "What's up?"
Facts.
And I'm like, this dude done came in for the interview, sleepy than a motherfucker, boy, trying to get a job.
Straight up.
Bro, when I tell you they walked out, not even probably, if I just felt like not even 30 minutes later, Michael talking about, "Yeah, that's our new signage guy." I said, "Bro, did you give him an interview?" This bro, dude just came in here. And when I tell you, that's one of those things where people got to understand, like, you know, just judging people before you get to know them, right? Because then we start working together, and he start looking at shoes, and, you know, we talking, you know what I'm saying? And there's some people you ain't got to explain shoes to. And then I don't know what it was talking about. I think he was talking to me about watching a game or something. And I was like, "Nah, bro, I was watching some anime." And then that just, you know, what
How
I'm
long
saying?
ago is when y'all figure that out?
Bruh.
man,
Anime's trash.
See what I'm saying, bro?
No, he trying to put me on. You been watching yet, bro?
Alex, you be on the anime?
He ain't watching yet.
I'm gonna have to bless
what he
these
put you
fools,
on?
man.
Y'all supposed to send me something.
But
We
you
in
have
the
to
group now. Y'all got me.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I didn't know y'all kicked it off from that long ago. Anime.
Yeah, bro.
crazy.
It was because, you know, you can do the music. You know people like rap. You know people like
right.
the shoes. But then, you know, anime is not something that everybody obviously likes. You know, it's it's cartoons. It's whatever. You know, however you want to classify it. But a lot of them got a lot of different messages. Just like you watch a soap opera. You know, it's got a message. It's got this going on. But in these characters, I ain't gonna shit y'all. I've cried watching anime. I have got tears in my eyes.
Hey yo, you too.
Me and this dude been on the couch.
No
same time.
way.
Crying, bro. Like,
Crying.
he finna die.
Bruh, shit
No
gets
way.
real. Shit gets
It's
real.
that serious. Y'all got to send me that.
Swear.
I want to see that.
Bro,
Whatever that
there's
is.
so much of it though at the same time because you got so many like different genres of
Yeah.
like anime. So literally,
Absolutely.
you got options.
We'll
I'll
put you
it that
on.
way.
Is it long though? They like long episodes.
No, it's like 22 minutes long.
Oh, okay, cool.
Absolutely.
I can mess with that.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But yeah, I just want to say, you know, from everybody, from, you know, Big Tony, AO, Alex, like, you got to be open to people because everybody's different. White, black, whatever you are, Asian American, all these different things. Is being open and listening to different people's point of view. You don't have to be the exact same as someone else. You don't have to, like I said, Tony don't like anime. Aaron likes anime. You know what I'm saying? It's different things like that, but you can find your niche with someone and you don't have to force it upon them. That relationship and that communication with both of them, like I said, it's made a huge impact on my life. And I go as far as say it's saving my life. It's because I have those people that I can turn to talk about with anything. If I've gone and sat at Tony's house when I'm stressed the fuck out and just sat there. And it's, when I tell you, it's one of the most peaceful places because you hear a pin drop in that mug. I'll close my eyes, bro, and it'll just go.
Yeah.
You know, and AO, you know, short little story, you know, I was having some issues at home with moms, you know, as we're growing, and, you know, I'm feeling myself. Obviously, I'm a man. I feel like I'm 20-something, blah, 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 getting to it. And I'm like, I ain't got nowhere to go. I called AO. AO's like, "Man, just pull up, whatever. I'll come pick you up." When I tell you, I was at that man's house for a week. That whole ass week, man. And he ain't ever asked me to pay a bill, throw the trash, none of that. And if you have a conscience, I already felt like shit for doing it. Like, I was just like, bro, I can't. I would never be comfortable with people putting me in this position. I would do it for other people. You know what I'm saying? And I never expected him to, but he was just so cool with it. And so that's one thing I knew, you know, like with Tony, with that, he changed my life and opened me up to being able to speak. Aaron did that for me where I knew, like, these are my brothers. Like, other people I can fight with, you know, whatever. But like if I need something, no matter what it is, I got my brothers. I got, you know, I got Tony. I got AO. I got Alex. And, you know, my little brothers as well. So I'm just real thankful, man. I'm thankful to be in this position. I'm thankful to be doing something that I love with my brothers that can hopefully help whoever, male, female, little brother, little sister, you know, just them type of things for sure.
And one thing about all of us is we're all older brothers, right? You're the oldest brother, you, and I'm the older brother, and we all got younger brothers and sisters.
Absolutely.
So one thing, you know, even as from a sibling standpoint, it also shows you how to have someone to talk to about handling situations with your younger siblings. DJ's called me about his brother. I've called him about mine. You know, AO and DJ had their conversations. But it's also just another avenue for us to just lean on each other when we need each other.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I appreciate y'all for being here with us with the From the Jump podcast. I'm DJ.
Tone.
AO.
And we gone.